So it's time to either nut up or shut up because I need to start making more content. So here we go. I actually just finished packaging up a bunch of orders that are going to be going out for this week. And I kind of wanted to talk about the business in Pokemon as a whole, seeing as that I guess I've had a business at this point since March 1st of 2022. And we're now in July. We're in July. July 1st of 2025. So it's been 3 years as far as the business is concerned with me and Pokemon. I might as well put my 2 cents in at this point. Opening a business that revolves around Pokemon in 2025 pretty much seems impossible at this point because prices are so high, allocations get cut from pretty much everybody. A lot of people that I've talked to, pretty much allocations are getting cut from them left and right. Nothing has changed, especially with the black and white set. So I don't see that changing in the future, especially with Megas coming out in the next era. I feel like, I don't know why, but people are turning a blind eye to that mini era or whatever that era is gonna be for whatever reason. Now, that's not to say that there aren't some areas within the hobby that you could still benefit financially on, and by no means am I a financial expert at all. And on top of that too, not everything within this hobby has to be for your financial benefit. You genuinely should be in here because you had fun with this, you continue to have fun with this, and you enjoy being around the people that are in this hobby as well. Back in 2022, when I first turned the channel into a business, I was hesitant, I was worried, I was scared. I didn't know. I was, putting in a lot of money into this endeavor, and I wasn't sure if it was going to pan out. Luckily for me, it's worked well enough. Now, there's always room for improvements. Business-wise, I feel like the channel's been a little stagnant as of late, and that's nobody's fault but my own. As far as the community aspect of it, it's always amazing. I love it. I love being there, but just putting one hat on, taking the other hat off, whether it's like being business or content, I feel like it's the same, but you wear different hats when that happens. Because if I'm looking at it strictly from a business, yes, it's been kind of stagnant. If I'm looking at it from the community aspect, it's been growing and it continues to thrive and do well. In 2022, when I started, you were able to get booster boxes, Chilling Reign, $80, Fusion Strike, $80. Even Celebrations, although it was a difficult set to get, you were able to get it. Evolving Skies, $90, $95 a booster box for a small period in time, which back then I regret not putting more into that, as we see today. But going into something as expensive and unsure as Pokemon can, you can be a little worrisome. You want to make sure that you're like, okay, I'm going to put this amount of money and see if I can turn that amount into a larger sum and then continue to reinvest, so on and so forth. Everybody starts at a different point. I started off, I believe, about $7,000 to $8,000 at the time, and because product was a lot cheaper, a third of what the price is today for a booster box, it was fine. It was able to work, and I didn't want to overwhelm myself financially in order to go in on this hobby, as much as I did. I say that because if you're starting up today, you probably don't have any distro. Finding booster boxes sub $200 is very, very hard, near impossible, unless you have some sort of connection to someone that has distro, someone that is able to get some sort of price point that's lower. It's really hard. But like I said earlier, there are other avenues you could take as far as singles, vending. Vending has exploded. Shout out to Bulbasaur, Jarchomp, Coop, Go to Pools, all them. Say whatever you want to say about any of them, they took what they know about this space and they have ran with it, and they have grown their communities, they've grown their channels and grown their businesses as well. I hate to knock anybody within this space that's just grinding and genuinely doing a good job of it. So hell yeah, they're doing an amazing job. There's so many other avenues you could take nowadays within this and incorporate content. And I feel like what's been holding myself back is the fact that I have not done the content. I have not put the effort. Well, now I don't want to say I haven't put the effort in, but it's finding that median in between working with the live streams, because we do live openings, rip and ships, all that stuff. And then also taking the time to maybe record one of these just talking head videos as long form content. So that's what we're going to start to do. At least once to two times a week, if I just sit down for 10-15 minutes to get this going. This video itself, I kind of wanted to talk about, 2022 to 2025, some of the differences and, I guess the avenues you can take. But to piggyback on starting your business for yourself with Pokemon cards, there's a lot of other even younger guys. Poker Sales Official, I think, dude, was he like 16 years old? He's doing amazing work with his content. He's getting after it, and all nothing but love for him and continuing to grow his business and scaling it, starting off at such a young age, man. I had no dreams or aspirations of doing my own business at 16 years old. I was playing basketball, having fun with my friends. That's it, So entrepreneurship is definitely a thing that's pushed more to the forefront nowadays, with it being more acceptable to do it on your own, to start your own business, to make content your number one main source of income. So for this new generation coming in, I mean, there's still so many avenues where, whether it's just scaling the content, thinking outside the box in how you present your content. If it's the vending, if it's just collecting at the time, you're like, okay, I'm going to build this up long term. So in about 4 or 5 years out, then I can actually have some aspirations of starting the business and not just going all in on it in one short time frame, which it could lead to a lot of debt. And in all honesty, to start this channel, I definitely put myself in a good amount of debt, which luckily at this point, it's worked out to allow me to be better off, to be more comfortable and be like, whew, I don't got to stress about that no more, And I guess there's one difference between, I know we always say don't go into debt with Pokemon. And that is just, I guess, more personal type of items that you're picking up, right? If I'm picking this up, as for a business expense versus, a personal expense, there's a big difference in that, in my opinion. If you guys have a different opinion, please let me know down in the comments. It'd be kind of cool to hear other people's takes. And if you guys have any other comments or wondering or any questions as far as business things that pertain to Pokemon or just Pokemon in general, I think this will be a good way to kind of start a new series where we dive between business side and Pokemon side of things. I know this first video has been a little bit sporadic. We're kind of moving on and off topic, but it's kind of how I talk, and we will get more streamlined as we go and have more of a focused in view of what we're going to be talking about per each video. But I just kind of wanted to put this out here so that I make sure that I do it. It's just kind of how my brain functions. Like, all right, let me put it out for the world so that I give myself the obligation to do it. The market has changed so much recently that it seems like an impossible task. It's still possible. I definitely see a lot of people popping up still as far as getting into content. The business side of things, I feel like that part of it has slowed down, or I just have tunnel vision in what I'm doing and I'm not seeing everybody else popping up or popping off, I do my best with it, but at the same time, I have a family, and I try to give my time to them as much as possible. Sometimes I fail, sometimes I do amazing. It's not always perfect, but early on when I was doing this, I only had one child. I had my wife. Now I have 2 kids, and I definitely put a lot of time and effort into this at the expense of myself and even at times for my family. So it takes a toll. I'm just letting you know, and I've always told people this before, that starting this content or starting a business, you'll find out really quickly if this is what you want to do. There's a lot of back end things that are just so tedious, time consuming, that it could wear you down and run you down very, very quickly. To anybody else that's starting up, wanting to be on the business side of things, make sure you take care of this first too, because it'll get to you. It'll get to you very quick. You'll be weighed down by the fact that, oh man, it's not moving quick enough, or I put too much money into this, and I'm kind of already going to deeper debt that I can't get out of. I have to fire sell this in order to kind of make back what I put into this. Make sure that you have yourself together first. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't try to keep up with other people that you see. I think that's one of the biggest downfalls of this hobby that a lot of people get into, especially when they first come back in. They see all this other stuff that people spent a lot of time building up, or a lot of money that they've made in other endeavors building up. You can't just go out there and just spend it, even if you're spending it for a business and you're like, oh, let me open up some packs here and there. It'll add up really quickly. This hobby adds up very quickly. So it's kind of just a cautionary tale to make sure that you are aware of what you're getting yourself into. Take some time, learn about everything within Pokemon, within business, in order to be as successful as possible. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. I've been here for 3 years, and I feel like I've learned a lot. I'm looking forward to, kind of expanding on more concise topics so that, you know, even collectors could take something from it. We're going to be going back and forth, kind of integrate the business side and the Pokemon side together, but we're going to go back and forth between different topics, and see what has worked, what has not worked, even for the content side of things. I've been doing Instagram posts daily, whether it be a video or a photo, since April. So that has been it's been something that's challenged myself, even if it's just a photo, like trying to get a good photo, edit it, post it up. Shout out to everybody else that does daily videos. That's insane. Like with having a family, some of you guys have a job as well as the content. It's amazing you guys are able to do that. Doing the daily things for myself while still streaming 3 to 4 times a week on YouTube, while taking care of the kids during the day. It's a handful. It's a lot to do. It's something I wouldn't trade for the world, though, because at the same time I get to be around. So that's one of the best things about it. Going from a job that was working 60 to 65 hours a week while trying to keep this up, to this is amazing. There's been times when I first started the business where my house, my area wasn't adequately set up to have my stream set up inside. Not even in my own home. I would have to drive somewhere, set things up, tear it down after each stream. And I was only streaming maybe 3 or 4 times a month. So it'd be once a month. And that's kind of when I started the business. So as you can, as you can assume, it wasn't super profitable to begin with, but as I was able to do it more, scale it more, and put more effort into it, it started doing better and better. And it just comes with time, and efforts. I guess the main focus of the video, this primary video, is to give perspective that not everything happens overnight. It's a marathon, and that if you want to do it and you put your mind to it, you can. As cheesy as that sounds, and I am looking forward to sharing more wins, sharing as many losses as I can with you guys in order to kind of guide people that are just coming in or want to do it or just started, guide them to avoid any mishaps, to avoid any errors. That's pretty much all I got today. Hopefully these go well. Love you guys. I will see you on the next one. Peace.